Hi, this is Stuart. I've been promising some people I would do a Photoshop tutorial, so I've been putting it off and putting it off, and now I think I'm finally going to go through with it. Now that I have a decent screen recording program, I'm going to give it a shot. Today I'm going to teach you a simple eye color change and a little curves. We're going to touch on curves, but we're gonna edit this picture to look like this. Uh, it's very simple. I mean, it may look drastically different, or I don't know, it just depends on how you think, but it's not that bad, I promise. Not even going to save it. So what we're going to do is first things first, always duplicate your layer, which is Command J, or you can take your layer and drag it down here and that will duplicate it. Also, since I know that I'm going to go ahead and give it a really sort of vintagey look, I'm going to go ahead and do that here, and I'm going to go red, bring the first one up, then down, and then up, in green, and then in blue you're going to do the exact opposite. You're going to go down and then up. So that's close. Wanted a little more blue. There we go. Um, and now we've got that. So also we want to go into levels because this person, whenever they took the picture, had a little clipping. So we're going to drag those in just a little bit. Gives us a little bit extra contrast. Now there's several ways to change eye color. The way I do it is really easy, and it also allows you to change the color again later if you don't like that color. So first things first, you're going to get your elliptical marquee tool, which is O, keyboard shortcut. Um, if you hold shift, you'll get a perfect circle, and then when you press space, you can move it around. So you can see that. You want it to fit just around the eye. If it goes over the eyelash, that's fine, but just try this a little bit, just a little smaller. That should get that one. And then while holding shift, go to the next one, move it around, and fit it across this eye. A little smaller. Alright. Now we're going to fill with, which is this little half black, half white circle. And you're going to hit solid color. Now this is where you choose the color you want. For this one, let's change it to blue, I think. Let's make it a nice blue. Maybe a little lavenderish. We'll take that. Now we put it in overlay, and now it's going to be really contrasty and looks pretty bad. So we definitely want to crank the opacity down a good bit to something that's somewhat comfortable. And now this is down to a personal preference. I like it to where it looks somewhat real, because someone obviously wouldn't have this kind of purple eye. But I mean, if you like that, go for it. I'm going to bring it down to about there. Now you'll select your black and white here, which is next to the color. It'll be your layer mask. And now with a brush, whatever you paint black, it makes the effect go away. And wherever you paint white, the effect returns. So we're going to, we are going to, oh dear, Photoshop froze. Okay, let's just undo that. Alright. We're going to zoom into these eyes. We're going to do them one at a time. So let's take our brush. And we want to avoid the iris if we can. If not, I'm going to go over it so I can show you what to do if you do by accident. But try and keep in the lines the best you can. You want to be really smooth. Try and fill out all that old color. Okay, now if you accidentally did paint over the iris like I did here, you just simply switch colors by clicking this little arrow here, and then you slowly erase the inside. And then now you're getting color back from the eye, so you'll need to touch that up just slightly. Ever so slightly. And make sure you're not on the eyelash like you are, like I am up here. Be very careful of that. Now let's do the same for this eye. And this isn't my picture, but it's perfect for this tutorial because we can see both eyes. The best image you would want to work with is definitely where the eyes are actually visible. You know, they're not far away because no one's going to get that close to your picture if, you know, but you definitely want a very close-up face portrait. You want good light on the eye so you can see where your pupils are. And also a light colored eye would be best. If you don't, I mean, it's going to be harder, I should say, to find a color that will replace it. So if someone's got brown eyes or something really dark, then yeah, it's going to be a little bit tough. I think I'm still going to pull the opacity down just a little. And now you go back to this layer you duplicated down here, and you're going to choose the burn tool. Zoom back into the eye. And now what you want to do with the burn tool, which is O, no it's not, yeah it's O, I was right, you're going to take it around the outside rim of the eye. You want to try and do it in one go because if you go back over it, it'll double the amount that's there. Alright, and then do the same for the inside around the pupil. Except for the pupil, you want to pass over it just a couple times just to make sure. Let's do that over here. We're going to go dark around. And we're going to go dark. Definitely go a couple times around the pupil. You really want that area dark. Okay. Now you choose your dodge tool by click and holding on the burn tool, and then choose dodge, which is right above it. Now you want your brush size to fit close to the inside of that circle. You in between this burn and this burn, so that way you get this nice little pop effect. So now we have our eyes there. So we have before and after. Now if you really want to get interesting, you don't have to. This is kind of advanced, but if you want to, you can go into filter. We're missing one step. You're going to click on your mask here, and you're going to choose filter, blur, Gaussian blur. And you want to see this. You want it to be a very sort of subtle edge, not too much blur. This way it doesn't look as harsh. I don't know if y'all will be able to tell, but I can. You can see around the edge where it spreads out just a little bit, and that's what you want because it looks more real and it's not as harsh of a sharp difference between that white and the purple. So now the step that's optional is choosing liquify, and on here, not here, click there, and now you'll go to filter liquify. There we go. Alright, you're going to choose this little smudge tool here. Now you want to zoom in to the eye, obviously. You want a pretty small brush size, about 10 or 15. For this image, it's looking like 10. Maybe 5. Yeah, 5. You want to drag these dark edges in. Create these sort of spiky effects. Just very light. It doesn't need to be a very harsh difference. Now, I mean, if you wanted to make them look like they were wearing contacts, you could increase the brush density or the brush pressure and make it a lot harder, and it would look a lot more like a spiky contact lens or something like that. But for me, I just want this sort of subtle, what your eyes normally do. They're very subtle spikes, and you definitely want to bring them in from there too to get that perfect wave effect. You just want to be very gentle not to overdo it. Okay, that's that eye. Do the same for this one. Just tiny little spikes. You don't want too many. I mean, if you want too many, be my guest. But for this, we're going to try and keep it looking somewhat realistic. I mean, obviously, people that watch this tutorial go, "Ah, you did something there." But let's just ease them out, and that should do it. And it's going to be a very, very subtle difference, but you can see how that worked. We definitely want to decrease that layer just a tad, because that brought out the there we go. Actually, you know what? No, I think we're going to keep it that way and then reduce this. There we go. Yeah, it's a very subtle change, but if you're looking for it, yeah, you see it there. It's a very nice little change, but I think it's good. Alright, so once again, I'll show you the original and the current. Thanks for watching. If you guys liked it, I'll definitely be making more, probably just because I've been very bored this weekend, so this probably won't be the last.